Hiya, how's it going? I am the Cunning Man. Thanks for joining me. I put a short out last week, or whenever it was, to say that I planned to go off and do stuff, and I couldn't because it was raining. And I was pouting in my car drinking coffee, and here we are, an hour later, and the weather's glorious and lovely and nice. So I decided to go out and do some stuff. Here we are, and we're off to do some stuff today, which I'll tell you about in a minute, but I just wanted to cover something first. So it's about the cunning folk, and the cunning folk were thought to deal in big magic and little magic, and big magic was curing illnesses and helping with injuries and all of that sort of stuff, and the little magic was things like finding keys and finding lost wedding rings, which was something that they did quite a lot. I was thinking about this, big magic and little magic. I quite like the idea of that, that you can divide stuff up like that, but what was it? Was it magic? Were they doing magic? Well, no, I think nowadays we call big magic, we call science. And it's been proven that a lot of the stuff that they did in their herbology and poultices and potions and salves and all of that, they were somewhat based in science. Though they didn't understand that what they were doing was science, there's still a scientific explanation for it. And I think the little magic, the stuff that they did that they called little magic, finding lost keys and so on, and being able to tell if someone was lying sort of quite magically and all of that sort of stuff, and being able to predict problems, well, that was what we would describe today as sort of good situational awareness, and being aware of their environment and understanding other people, being able to read body language and all of that stuff. So I think there's a reasonable explanation why they could do both types of magic, and I don't think that there's any evidence that it was magic, apart from the stuff that seems a little bit unexplainable. And the reason I bring that up is I've experienced a bit of it this morning. So I decided to go out for a ride yesterday, and I got up and it was raining. And I thought, well, I can't go, it's raining, and I don't really want to go out and get wet on the bike. And then the weather cleared up, and I decided to go out for a ride. And then as I was leaving the house, I got held up about 3 times. First I forgot my back door keys, and then I forgot my gloves. And then I found that I didn't have my earplugs. So I had to go back 3 times, back into the house 3 times. Which was kind of annoying. But there's an old saying that says that if you forget something, go and get it. Go back and get it. Especially if you remember that you've forgotten it. Go back and get it, because the fact that you've forgotten it and then remembered is potentially a sign that the spirits or whatever are trying to delay you, so that you don't get into a bad situation. Because if you'd left at the time you were going to leave, something could happen, and the fact that you're leaving 5 minutes later means that that incident, that thing, won't happen. So I don't know if that's intuition or fate or little magic, I don't know, and I'm not going to think about it too hard. So thank you. So yeah, it's one of them things that you do, and I used to get really upset about it, but I don't get upset about it anymore. I try to think that there was a reason for it. Anyway, so today I've decided, in line with the Cunning Man thing, that I'm going to try a couple of things that I haven't tried before, and one of those things is solo camping. I like to think that I'm very self-sufficient, and though it's true that I can certainly look after myself if I need to, and I can certainly lead a group and put together plans and all the rest of it. I'm not much of a loner, I'll be honest. If I plan to go and do something and it all falls apart, well, you know, other people cancel on me. I'll generally not go myself. So, with that in mind, I thought I would try solo camping. There's also another reason for it as well, because I can hear you all going, but one, it's coming up to September, are you mental? You want to go camping now? And two, you've got a camper van. Why the hell would you need to go and sleep in a tent? Well, let me explain that to you. So I used to do a lot of camping, motorcycle camping, motorbike rallies, bike racing and all the rest of it. And in the last few years, since the arthritis in my back got bad, I've done less and less of it, to the point where in 2024, I actively chose not to take my tent to the Manx Grand Prix, which incidentally is happening this week, and I'm very disappointed that I'm not there. But I actively chose not to take my bike with the tent on and take my camper van instead. I chose the comfort because it was getting so uncomfortable. Now, as I've told you, I'm trying to change my life and improve my health. So I want to be able to, what's the word? I want to be able to compare and contrast as I improve. Oh, where am I going? The third exit? I'm sure I didn't come this way last time. I might have. I don't know. I want to compare and contrast between how I feel now at 19 something stone and diabetic and overweight with arthritis and mobility issues. As a result of that, I need to turn around. I've just missed the lane. Too busy talking to you lot. As opposed to when I lose weight, make myself healthier and address some of the mobility issues that I've got with some fitness work. So the idea is that I'm going to go and do an overnight camp. That's not a police car. I'm going to go and do an overnight camp on my own. Then I'm going to do one where I'm going to do them at stages along my journey to show you how things are improving. So that's the plan. Now, I'm sorry, I'm getting really lost here. Oh, it's a dark country lane. One of the things that I found was when I went looking through my kit, that I haven't now got a lot of the kit, because when I got my camper van and I started to use my camper van all the time, I gave a lot of it away, which is good. You know, we're supposed to help other people out. Unfortunately now I've got to go and buy some more. But that's actually quite good, because it means that I can do a couple of little product reviews, and also I can buy stuff specific for what I need. And what I need is stuff that is small and light and can fit onto a camper van. Onto a motorbike. So today we're going to go and look for cookware. Specifically, something to cook food in. Something to cook food in, something to boil water in, and something to drink out of. And also, we need to find... Okay, I've gone wrong. Hold on. I don't know what she wants me to do. I think I turned the wrong way then. So yeah, we need some camping stoves. We also need something to cook it all on. So we need a little cooker, and it's got to be small enough and light enough that it all fits onto a motorbike fairly simply and easily. So we're going to be doing that. I know that says no entry. I'm not entering. I'm turning around. There's a massive difference. Oh, I'm going to get people in the comments going, you need to stop talking and start taking notice of what you're doing. But the simple fact about it is, if you ask Mark Keeling, a friend of mine, he will tell you that this is basically how I operate. I go off with not the foggiest idea where I'm going, and then I bumble about the place until I accidentally stumble across what I'm looking for. And he hates it. He really hates it. But I love being like that because you get to see so many things you don't normally get to see. So, alright, she stopped talking to me completely now. Oh, little farm shop there. Cool. So, that's the plan for today. We're going to go off and get some cookware and bits and pieces. So, we are heading for Go Outdoors, which is a large outdoor pursuits shop chain in the UK. And we're going to go and have a look for some stuff in there. So, let's do it. I think so, yeah. In fact, I even think it's in there. Huh. Wanker.
Turn right onto Edwin Avenue.
Oh, shut up. And we bumbled about and we ignored the sat-nav, and here we are, Go Outdoors.
Turn right onto Matthew Lane. Onto Edwin Avenue.
Let's go do it.
Turn left onto Frederick Road.
So I'm looking at these. They're £9, right? Are they £9 or are they the £19 one? I'm not sure. No, that's just the gas converter. Okay. So £19, and it's that which screws down onto your gas canister there, and you end up with that to cook with, which seems doable now. Let's have a look. You put your pot in there to cook with. Okay. Alright. Okay, so it was a nice ride down, yeah, that's the main thing. I think that's one important thing to remember. But I think Go Outdoors is more for your lifestyle outdoorsy people, your camper vanners. I've used it a lot. Your fishermen and all of that. Don't think it's going to suit for what we're looking for though. So, as I was saying, the greatest tradition of the Cunning folk was their ability to be self-sufficient, and I don't think you can be self-sufficient if you've got to spend 150 quid to kit yourself out to go camping. So we're going to think about things a little bit differently. We're going to go and try a couple of different places, see if we can get a little bit cheaper. See how we do. This is the final piece of the puzzle. So while I was off the camera, I started to think about it, and probably the next best place to go is a little garden centre that I saw as I was riding up here. Garden centres tend to be places where you can pick up little deals and you can get these little gadgets that are quite useful, little multi-tools or knife and fork sets or whatever. So we're going to try that next. Right, off we jolly well. Don't need sat nav. Don't need sat nav for this one. But we'll see what happens from here. So currently we are looking for that little garden centre we rode past earlier on.
Turn right, then take the first left.
Okay, garden centre it is. Here we are.
Proceed to the route.
Now then, garden centres are a bit more difficult than big department stores because they generally don't like people moping around filming. So I'm going to go in and have a look, and then I'll feed back to you when I come out. Oh, right. Gloves on. I was going to stop and get a drink, coffee or a cold drink or something, because I felt like I was getting really warm in all this motorbike gear. And then I realised that the best way to cool down, go and ride the motorbike. Right, let's go then. Off to the next spot. Okay, so that was a lovely little farm shop, it really was, or garden centre, whatever you call it. It was really lovely, just didn't have what I was looking for. I had to get out there pretty damn quick as well, because the smell of cake and syrupy puddings and freshly brewed coffee was just mind-bogglingly gorgeous and wonderful, and I very nearly stopped and had myself a big slice of cake. And okay, this is Webs of Witchbold down in Droitwich. I think for this one I'm going to do what I did last time and go in, and then I'll meet you back on the bike, just because you can see it gets very busy here. And what I don't want to do is upset anybody by filming when I shouldn't be, or where I shouldn't be, or get in anybody's way. So I'm going to go in and do my thing, and I'll meet you back out here. Right, so leaving Webb's. I'll be honest with you, Webb's itself was disappointing. There wasn't any. So I didn't do very well in Webb's. However, I went into the Cotswold Adventure Company because I saw that it had a sale on. Had it not had a sale on, I think I would have just turned around and walked straight back out, because everything was quite high end and quite expensive. However, they did have a sale on, and I went bargain hunting, and I found myself a small burner, much like the ones I was looking at in Go Outdoors, that screw onto the top of a gas can. And the ones I was looking at in Go Outdoors were the cheap ones, unbranded, and they were 20 quid. And I've managed to get a Vango one, which is a popular brand. I've managed to get a Vango one with a wider, I don't know what you call it, a tray or grill, or the bit that you put the saucepan on. Much wider one of those in a nice carry case. I'll show you. I'll do an unboxing later. I managed to get that for £13. But better than that, I noticed that all of the gas cans, even the very, very small ones, start at a tenner and go up from there. So one that you'd need for overnight starts at a tenner, and then if you want more, you've got to pay up to probably about 20-25 quid. And I noticed that they had gas cans in there, so the ones that were a tenner were 3 quid, and the ones that would have been 24 quid were £5.70. So I'm all sorted out to be able to cook, in as much as I've got a cooker, but I don't have anything to cook on it, or in. I don't have anything to cook with. So the next plan is we are going to head towards Birmingham proper, and we're going to go to Selly to a place called Riders. And I've been saving Riders till last because I've done quite a bit of outdoory stuff for a long time, and I always get my stuff from Riders, and I purposefully didn't today because I wanted to do a bit of a comparison. But Riders is an Army and Navy store. They sell ex-military kit, current military kit, ex-army surplus, and all of that sort of stuff. And I have a feeling that I'm going to get a couple of bargains in there. So we are now going to go off and have a look in there. This by here is Riders. So that's the end of the shopping trip, so to speak. And I went into Riders. I have bought a couple of bits, but I couldn't do a review or a little bit of a chat to you guys in the car park because there was a young person in the car park who seemed a little bit distressed. Not with me, not with anything I did. I think they were having a little bit of a health issue, so I thought, better part of valor. Let's not make that person feel uncomfortable. All right, so we're back, and I thought I'd show you what I got ready for my little trips away and stuff like that. So first of all was this, which if you remember, the one in Go Outdoors was in like a felt pouch, but this comes in a nice sturdy plastic carry case, and is your cooker, which is pretty cool. And this comes with instructions by there. There's no igniter on it, which is interesting, so I'm going to have to go and get a lighter in a second. But we'll have to see. So I think what you do is you get one of these. This is the one I was talking about. It was 3 quid because it was on sale. So so I was happy with that. And you take that off and you screw that on there. Like that, and then I'm assuming you turn. Oh yep, there's the gas. Right, give me a second. Right, So I'm back. I went to nick my wife's candle lighting lighter. I will get a lighter of my own for in my kit, because oh, there we go. It's definitely that. Wait. Oh, good God. Well, that's pretty good. Right, now, I also got myself, let me just pop the top back on that, pop that over there. I got myself a bit of cookware. So this is the combat one, and this was very similar to the one that we looked at in Go Outdoors. There was like 30 quid, but this is combat from Riders, from the military place, and it looks like a cheaper version, but it doesn't look like any less quality. It's in the same sort of kit, and does the same sort of job. Oh wow, look at that. Comes with a free washing up sponge. Right, so yeah, it's exactly the same thing, isn't it? Absolutely exactly the same, and but half the price. So yeah, this was 15 quid, so not half the price but cheaper. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how good this is and how good that is by making myself a cup of coffee. We'll turn that up, and then this is mine. I brought this with me just for putting a bit of water in. Yeah, like that. And we're going to pop this over here out the way. Like that. And we're going to pop that on to boil. And we'll see how long it takes. Now, next on the list of stuff, obviously I said I got a small one, also got a big one, which again not that much bigger, and I think will fit pretty well. Yep, straight in the other pot, so I can put that pot on top with the bits and pieces in, and the whole package is going to be about that big to go out camping, which is going to be brilliant. So I'm happy with that. Pop that over there. Pop my free washing up sponge back in my pot there. Come on, Jack, out of the way, bud. Jack's just incredibly interested in what I'm doing, because Jack is interested in everything. I also got myself a tin cup, because you can't go camping without a tin cup, can you? And I got myself the now famous multi-tool spork, because if you ask my wife, she will tell you that I believe that there isn't a meal you can't eat with a spoon. So I always eat pretty much everything with a spoon. But it's a fork, but it's got lots of multi-tools on it as well. I don't know how useful, if at all, they would be, but we'll give that a go as well. What else did I get? Oh yeah, I also got a couple of these because they're so small and useful that you've got to have one in your pack if you're going camping, and it's the military fold-out style tin opener, just for opening tins, and it takes up a lot less room than your conventional tin openers, and for £2 you get 2 of them in the pack, and that was from Riders as well. Like I say, I think there's another trip coming to Riders when I've decided where I'm going and what I want to do, because I need things like sleeping bags and stuff like that. So so that's where we are. That's all the stuff that we've got. But I also want to show you something else that I've brought with me, because this will be going with me on every camp as well. That, believe it or not, that, right, I'm just going to pick you up, that is already almost boiling. That's just brilliant. I'm really pleased with that. So this is a travel, you know how I love my coffee, it's a travel cafetiere. So what you do is you get your boiling water, which is now boiling. Let me just show you to prove it. That is now boiling. That's taken minutes, right? Take that off there, and we'll just pour it in on top of the coffee, which I preloaded to some of my favourite coffee in there. Put that aside because that's a bit warm. Turn the cooker, which we are very impressed with, off, and then you pop your cafetiere top there on like that, and you give it a couple of minutes, and then you've got nice freshly brewed filter coffee. So I think in terms of cooking, like, you could easily cook a meal in that, and that is just perfect for boiling some water, plenty for a cup of coffee. I will show you once the coffee's brewed. Yeah, I think I'm sorted for that sort of stuff, and we're all kind of ready to go. All right, Jackie boy, how's it going? We're all ready to go. So yeah, I think this video might come out after the second video, because it's a little bit longer than my normal sort of 20 minutes, and I don't want to say hello to the people. I don't want to keep you all hanging around. So what I might do is I might post this as a follow-up video on Sunday after the video comes out where we're riding around to pick things up. So yeah, thanks for listening, and thanks for coming along on the ride today. Really enjoyed it. I love being out on the bike. It's just always so much fun. And I'm quite excited about this idea of testing myself and then seeing how I improve as well. That's going to be pretty cool to do, and hopefully pretty cool for you guys to watch as well. But also the lesson we learned today is don't go to big expensive pile 'em high stores, because you can't get the stuff that you want at a reasonable price. Instead, find yourself little privately run camping stores, Army and Navy stores. Everything I bought today, let's just quickly work it out. So come on, jump down. Everything we bought today, the cup, £3, cooker worked out at, that would be 13 quid. Cookware set was 15 quid. Spork, that was about 50p off AliExpress ages ago. So yeah, you're looking less than 30 quid. And I could go out and camp and feed myself, which is pretty good, and I'm happy with that. So just before I go then, let's do the cafetiere bit. So you open this bit up, you push that down, because you might be camping in a field. I know I'm not camping in a field, but you might be camping in a field, but it doesn't mean to say you can't be civilized and have a decent coffee. So let's see. Oh, look how rich that looks. Oh, let's have a look and see. Oh, look at that. Oh, that made a nice full cup of coffee. Very delicious, very lovely. Let's have a quick sip. Oh, that's one of my Manx coffees that I brought back from the Isle of Man, and I've got to thank Sam for that. Sam, you're awesome. Cheers, and I'll be over and seeing you for some more of this before long. Yeah. Thanks for joining me and coming along, and I don't know, maybe I'll see you in a field camping at some point. Who knows? Catch you soon.